Introspect is a solo improvisational dance film that I created with dancer Elizabeth June Bergman, and it delves into the psyche of oneself and the idea of being a person being looked upon and what that does to you. The gaze is something that, if you're studying film in college, it would be a shocker if it didn't come across your classroom. And so it's this idea of what happens to a person who is on screen when they're being looked upon as an object rather than just a person. And so particularly with our film, if that is done upon somebody, how does that change them? And so with the dancer in our film, we see sort of this split personality, split psyche come about, and this battling of, who takes precedence in the end. Are we able to continue to claim our individuality and our autonomy, or does the idea of being looked upon as an object kind of overpower the person that we are? Literally, this film was shot over 2 afternoons, and it was really just us hanging out and kind of discovering, you know, different visuals that fit into this narrative that we had developed. And so the Englert Theater in Iowa City was gracious enough to open their doors and really just kind of let us utilize the theater as if it was a playground. We kind of had an overall arc to the story and where we wanted this character start and where we wanted her to end. And then at that point, we would just play music as we were shooting. And then she would, you know, bring about her improvisational dance skills and let that kind of come to life in whatever way it wanted to or needed to. In terms of the specific shots in the film, you know, we knew we wanted to work with mirrors in different forms. So we knew we wanted to work with mirrors that were together and full and mounted, or together on the ground. And then we knew we wanted to work with broken mirrors too. So we simply had the idea of, okay, let's put a shattered mirror on the aisle leading up to the stage and play with that. And really at that point, it was just Elizabeth starting at the back of the audience and then working her way up and finding what that movement was. I mean, I think from a historical stance, the idea of the gaze being directed at women, you have to look at history and the role that men and women have played throughout our history. And you have to look at where we're at now and kind of what women are reclaiming, the power that they're reclaiming in their everyday lives. And I mean, it's fascinating to kind of trace that line throughout history. And it's been a struggle. It's been a battle for equality, essentially. I think we're further along now than we were, than probably we were when this concept of the gaze in film and dance was coined. But I think we have a long way to go.